Hey, what is up? My name is Rubidium. Today we're looking at my Perspektiv backpack by Thule from Sweden. Last year, around this time, I went to Yosemite, being in California. It is truly one of the most beautiful places in the world. I wanted to take pictures and I needed a backpack. So I did some research online and ended up with this. It's called the Perspektiv. Basically the way it works is you have straps on the back, obviously, and you have two inner areas. One on the top that you get through this trap door, and one on the side, the main camera compartment, that you get to through here. While you have the backpack on, you can loosen the left strap, unzip it, get access to the camera, snap away. You should probably take the lens cap off, put it back in, and keep walking. It's made out of nylon. Just the backpack itself weighs about 2 pounds, a kilogram. I would say, unless you're planning on taking it swimming, it could be considered waterproof. All the zips have these great like sealed closures. In addition to the main two pockets, it has a pocket on the top, which is where I keep my survival kit, like little scissors, fire starter, matches, knife, emergency things like that. It also has this little drawstring on the front for sunglasses, anything else small. As you can see where my hand is, it's not huge. And then on the opposite side of the camera kind of access, it has space for memory cards, space for documents, maps, compass, anything else you want to get quick access to. On the side, it has these little pockets, has straps for a tripod. I went to Yosemite October of last year, and I went October of this year, actually almost the same weekend. Last year I did the Yosemite Falls hike. It's three and a half hours up, 3 hours down, and the descent really did a number on my 38-year-old knees. I guess I'm, just out of what they call the invincibles, the years when you don't really care about your health that much because you're just sort of young. And I'd done a lot of hikes like that and never given me any trouble. But this time, 3 hours, 3,000 feet descent, whatever it is. The next day, I really had trouble going down the stairs. So this year I bought hiking poles. It made a huge difference. I did the Glacier Peak to Nevada Falls down the Mist Trail, which was about 6 hours. I think we stopped for lunch for about an hour. Took a whole bunch of great photos. The backpack worked great. Like, I could get the camera out when I needed it. If anyone's curious, I was shooting with the 5D Mark III, 2.8, 24-70 lens, Mark I lens on. I do a lot of panoramas where I'll do multiple exposures and sew them together in Lightroom. You're able to deploy the camera really quickly. You're able to get it back in the thing really quickly. It's not a case of taking the camera bag off, unzipping it, getting it out, putting it back in, and really slowing your hike down, which is a pain if you're hiking with other people who aren't taking photos. Nice big space for the camera, lens down with the other lenses. There's sort of these two flaps either side, each of which has two little openings, so you can get you get 4 lenses in here. I took extra batteries and a charger, and then it's still big enough to use the top flap. Use the top flap to store, a jacket and a compression sack, or some lunch. Doesn't have anything installed for a water bladder. I just took a bunch of water bottles. I put one in with the camera because it was still sealed. I put one in this packet on the front. Easy access. I could just reach back wearing the bag and grab the bottle and then change them over once I'd finished it. It's pretty solid. Like, that's that's it's not bulletproof. It's kind of like the sole of a shoe. It's like really rugged. It's some kind of vulcanized rubber covered in nylon. Build quality is great. It has this cool system where it has like a squishy ventilated nylon in the back, so it keeps the back of the bag off your back and lets the air flow so it doesn't get too sweaty. Has the same thing, shoulder straps themselves. I was able to get the C200 into this bag and a small travel tripod when I hiked up into the Hollywood Hills to shoot some time lapse or to shoot the sunset in 4K. Looked amazing. I'm much more careful of it with a $6,000 camera in it than I am with a $2,000 camera, especially one that's 8 years old. You're able to adapt it for what it needs to be. Another kind of trick that this bag has is that the two modules that make up the bag can both be fully removed and act as handheld little devices. So you can take out all the camera support in them and just have a big open backpack if that's what you want to use it for. Is great because it's such a good quality backpack. It'd be a waste if you have to get a whole nother thing to do an overnight or a full day hike thing where you're carrying a lot of water, carrying a lot of food, your iPhone, batteries, things like that. All in all, a really cool bag, really cool way to travel with your camera, get access to it. I picked this up on Amazon. I think it was $100. It was on sale. I think they retail for around 140 plus tax. Can't speak highly enough of it. Have had no trouble with it. The materials are really great. Obviously, they put a lot of time and effort into making this a really usable, rugged, intelligent piece of gear. That's all for today. I will see you next time.